Hey guys, it's me Cosmic, and today I wanted to talk about this comment right here. Now, 2 weeks ago I posted on the community tab, hey guys/gals, are there any furry related topics that you would like me to discuss? Feel free to suggest other topics, and if it's something that fits the channel, I would love to work on them. And Howler Husky over here provided a pretty good suggestion. Now, if you're thinking, I ain't reading all that, don't worry, I'll read it on your behalf. What about furry YouTubers running out of video ideas? I love watching furry content, but most of the videos I see are either con vlogs, stories about being a furry, eating weird stuff in fursuit, live streaming highlights. All this stuff is great, but I feel most furry YouTubers limit themselves to videos about furry topics. Unfortunately, since all furries really do most of the time is dress up and be cute and fluffy, we're kinda boring. And I do agree, we do make that mistake quite a bit. Well, maybe not really mistake, but just act of rather making ourselves boring. I would love to see more furries make videos on general topics and just be fluffy while doing it, which I agree, that is a pretty good way of doing it. Now, when I say trap, it may make you think that it's a bit dramatic. So, let me go ahead and explain what I mean by trap. So, once you start making furry related content, you obviously end up with a majority furry audience. And as you keep making furry related videos, because, well, obviously originally that's why you made the channel in the first place, you end up acquiring more and more furry audience, which will be interested in furry related topics for the most part. And as a result, by the time you have made enough furry related videos that you want to start branching out and make other kind of videos, you start to notice whenever you try that, it gets barely any attention at all. Because, well, most of the people are there for the furry related content. And as a result, you end up having to go back on it, even if there is not really a whole lot left for you to talk about in relation to furries. So you end up having to just make slop, essentially. And to a certain extent, you can even notice this with my stuff. Take a look at, for example, my furry related videos, and then take a look at my videos that are not related to furries, or my videos that apply both to furries and non-furries. And you will notice a big difference in views as well as comments and so on. You will be able to notice the big difference. And another thing, for most of these YouTubers, they have become very big channels that are actually able to monetize their videos. As a result, it has turned from a hobby into a job. And they themselves have, well, obviously, gone ahead and decided to make this their job. And you can't really blame them for it, because when you do a job that you genuinely enjoy, well, obviously it's amazing. You're not forcing yourself to work a job that you don't like, you're actually doing something that you enjoy. It's like doing your hobby, but you're also getting paid for it at the same time. Now, obviously, when it's a job, there are other things, such as, having to take things seriously, but other than that, you can't really blame them for turning it into a job. But again, this once again results in them being trapped in that exact same content, because if they branch out, well, there's not going to be anything good to be made out of it. I'm lucky enough that my main job at the current moment, as well as my dream job for the future, doesn't really require me to force myself to be trapped in furry related content, because YouTube to me is not and never will be a job. Like, keep in mind, obviously, although I don't think it will happen, if I get big enough that I can actually get paid by YouTube for stuff, then obviously I'm not going to reject it, but at the same time, I'm not going to exactly care for it because, well, I already have a different job that I like. So this is still going to be just a hobby for me, something for me to spend my time on, something other than writing. But yeah, personally, I think this is the main reason why a lot of furries end up getting trapped in only furry content, even though they are more than just a furry, you know? At the end of the day, you are a person. You're not just a furry, you're a person. You have your own history, your own thoughts, your own interests and hobbies. And obviously, if the furry fandom is really the only thing you want to make content about, then go ahead. Be you, my man. It's just that if you're doing it because you're worried about, oh, but it's not gonna get enough views, trust me, if you go with that mentality, you're gonna end up at a content trap, and you're going to end up not enjoying YouTube videos or doing anything related to YouTube at all. You're going to end up losing that fun aspect to it. So honestly, just be yourself, man. Just do you. Speaking of which, my dinosaur-related amateur documentary is almost done. So I'm pretty happy about that one. It's almost done. Just gotta get a few more edits in there, and there we go. Ready to upload. Until then, I hope to see you again later some other time. Goodbye.